Some of you know me as Gabriel Penn. Some of you don't, and the ones who do know who Gabriel Penn is realize that I do a little bit of writing aside. But let's change this video. Let's say that instead of this American accent, I had a British accent that I was using constantly, and I was also holding some tea in my hand, and I had a dragon t-shirt on, and I told you that I was writing a fantasy novel. Now suddenly your interest is piqued, and you're thinking to yourself, who is this man who has tea in his hand, has a British accent, and has a dragon on his t-shirt? And you're saying, good sir, what kind of fantasy novel are you writing? And I would tell you that it is a dystopian fantasy. Now, some of you may recognize dystopia from the Hunger Games series, and you're automatically thinking, oh, fantasy, Hunger Games, in one thing. Oh, that's fantastic, but I must tell you that it is not Hunger Games. It is in fact something completely of its own design. Now you may ask, what more can there possibly be in this fantasy novel? And I would tell you that there is also a steampunk kind of feel to it. And you say, oh, steampunk, what the heck is that? Well, steampunk has some Victorian feels to it, and it has steam-powered objects, and you're thinking, oh gosh, this is everything that I've ever wanted. And you say, wait a second, a fantasy novel must have dragons in it at some point. You say, does your fantasy novel have dragons? I would have to say that it does not, but it has something that is loosely based on dragons and is completely my own design. You say, oh gosh, I really wanted dragons, but now here's something that's similar to it and is perhaps even better, but is his own design. You're thinking, oh gosh, could this possibly be better than it already is? With a man who has a British accent, is holding tea in his hand, is occasionally drinking it, and has a dragon on his t-shirt. You're thinking, how could this possibly be better? Well, I must tell you that it also has a racially diverse cast. You're thinking, oh gosh, racially diverse casting. And it also has all sorts of beautiful, fantastic, it has giant swords in it. You're thinking, oh gosh, I love Final Fantasy, so automatically I'm going to love something with massive swords in it. You're thinking, oh gosh, how can this possibly be any better? It's steampunk with giant swords, a racially diverse cast, it's fantasy, and it has some dystopia in it. How on earth could this possibly ever get better? Well, let me tell you, it can't get better than this. Dark Soldier is exactly where it's at. You want to be reading this book. It's not out yet, but you are going to love this book as soon as it comes out. It also has a Viking feel to it. You're thinking, oh gosh, Viking feel to it. Viking steampunk. Yes, that is what I have said. It is a Viking steampunk book. It has a Victorian feel to it. It has giant swords. It has a racially diverse cast. It's being told to you by a man who has a beard, who has a dragon on his t-shirt, a slightly fake British accent, completely fake British accent in fact, and is holding tea in his hand and occasionally drinking it. And you're thinking, where can I possibly get this book once it comes out? Well, I will tell you more of that kind of thing if you follow me on Tumblr, on Wordpress, on Facebook, and on every single possible place that I have to show off my fantastic work. So, please follow me on YouTube, on Tumblr, on whatever kind of social media you have. I probably have some form of it, in the description below. So please do that. Please subscribe. Please have a fantastic time. And please don't judge me too heavily for using a fake British accent, because really think about it. When you think fantasy, you think C.S. Lewis, you think J.R.R. Tolkien, and you're thinking, well, if a man has a British accent and he's telling me all these things, he's probably trustworthy. So I kind of tapped into that, and it's true. I automatically trust people with British accents a little bit more. So please trust me on this. It's going to be a fantastic read once it finally gets done, and follow me on every single place you possibly can. This is Gabriel Penn, signing out.